hold a PhD, a doctorate of philosophy in public management and management science. And at the same time, I hold a master's degree of public administration management, a postgrad diploma in project planning and management, a bachelor's of arts, a diploma of education, and a certificate in law. And these are qualifications I have not attained just recently. They are accompanied by numerous positions of service within the country and beyond the country, both in technical service positions and also in political service positions for the last 20 years. You find at such a time like this, when some of us have been quiet and the country is asking what next is following, people of passion, patriotic in nature, rises up, not because they are searching for jobs, but because there is a need to fill a gap. And it is at this momentous epoch that we understand that the president was able to identify a serious gap by requesting or dismissing those who were in those positions of service, the ED, the deputy ED, and others, to step aside or to be dismissed and give other Ugandans an opportunity. Uganda is for all of us. We've had an opportunity to be in this city for the last 20 years. I'm of 46 years, 45 years of age. I've done business, normal business, talk of agricultural produce business, where we know what is happening here in Owino. I'm not coming from America. I'm coming from Uganda. And it is because of valuable experience that calls for teamwork and understanding the dynamics of Uganda in terms of both the political and the technical services that requires harmonization of the position to serve Uganda and not to serve a political party as of now. Be it political service experience I hold, I understand the NRM. I belong to NRM, and at a certain point, when I finished its service, at a certain point, I was able to join the Forum for Democratic Change, and I was voted to be the Deputy Secretary General for the whole country for 7 years, responsible for manifesto formulation. I was in the Parliament of Uganda, where we were providing alternative policy statements, and of which I was a technocrat on a committee that was handling the issues of Kampala. So I don't come just from nowhere. In terms of experience, I come to bring on table valuable experience that I know can help Kampala to solve a number of challenges, among which, number one, the unemployment of the youth continues to be a serious challenge. And the way how it should have been solved and what is required of the ED is supposed to enforce the National Development Plan. The housing system, which is on Chapter 8 here for urbanization, has been not implemented. It is recorded in this very book that we are having organized the housing units for 200,000 people and compared to 2.2 million. And by 2030, there is a problem that's going to happen when we will our population reaching to 8 million, now that this is the great Kampala, which has many people. So it is really illogical, and it calls for no excuse. If at all it landed on this, the ED, who is being requested or dismissed to go and do other services, to step aside, and other Ugandans come and also make a contribution to their country. Uganda is for all of us all. Be it wherever we are coming from, but we are benefiting from Kampala City. It is a source of employment opportunity, business, and so forth. Kcca, that has been a main issue, shouldn't be having excuse that I had a statement of the ED saying that I forwarded the budget in January. That is a lame excuse. The Public Finance Management Act requires of you as an accounting authority when to swing into action when there is a need for emergency, including making supplementary budgets, of which causes an intervention to fund any kind of rescue for people not to die. Look at being an accounting officer is one of my roles. I come and express this interest because I'm conversant with these 13 laws of the ED, and I'm qualified with the qualification not only for classroom or lecture room, but which need to be put in implementation. Being versed with the knowledge of research and exposure to global and regional cities, which are not many, but which we can take up as case studies, also positions me to do a good job if the president was able to understand the kind of citizens that are within the country that have qualifications that should suit people where they should be. The research I conducted and the exposure of going into nations like Vienna, Austria, I was able to be confident with the system of the infrastructure that causes a type or a design of infrastructure load which completely solves the traffic challenge. We shouldn't be complaining and giving us that we have tiny roads. I was able to have this experience that I want to share with all the viewers, that it is possible if you can get a patriotic Ugandan that is ready to solve the problem of this country. We lose a lot of money in terms of the growth, domestic product, and the economic growth of the country being affected by the traffic jam, spending 3 hours not reaching the place of work. The country is lagging behind. So the agenda, the African agenda, the East African and Ugandan agenda, 2030, 2065, we will reach there without realizing the plan if the head of state, the stakeholders, the councillors, the MPs doesn't come into this move of positioning the right people in the right positions.
Since you say you were the right party,
we have had at times those who are regarded as presidential advisors, but it's high time if you're a presidential advisor, you do your job, or else you resign. The president, in the first place, in a low tone voice, will need to be advised. And together now, the political wing first is what I'm talking about, together with the road mayor, Lukwago areas, that Kabale, Kampala, the great Kampala, which is the Kcca, does not need the politics of the day who takes the game of the day. It needs a foresighted leadership of the political wing that is not to play politics of winning the popularity, which I can call cheap popularity when people are dying. People are dying, they don't have employment. You know, there are many ways of dying. Those who don't have jobs, you count 70%. You go to this issue of Kcca, it doesn't need politics. You go to the issue of Iflis. These are citizens who have gone and got loans, and they are trying to have their children have earn a living so that they can pay for their children's school fees. That does not need to be politicized. We are talking of the medical health care. This is the center of the whole country. You come from Arua, you come from Toro, you come from Kawa-Kisoro, you come for medication, you have not come for politics. So the moment all the key players in politics understand that concept, that this is not to take the political game of the day, but for Ugandans to have a welfare, that will be the bottom line. Then what follows politics to determine who to vote? It is always inevitable. Whenever the people are satisfied with the good services, they always vote very well. The way to maneuver, it takes me back nothing other than this document. This is the National Development Plan. It is talking about Kcca chapter 5, chapter 8. So, His Lordship, the Mayor, has this. The technical wing, myself, I have this. What joins us together is not because of the political parties we love. It is the country policy document that should guide us. And as we are talking about the politicking, people know what they have, and I have to provide what I call, one of my role is to provide strategic guidance and monitor effective administration of the authority as per Kcca Act. So whether you are on which side, so long as you are not in line with the Kcca Act, I will guide you. And at the same time, you know, I'm the one who should enforce. I say this is what we do. If you are out of the Kcca Act, you are ruled out of order. And the law is in my favor. And the moment we all align ourselves according to what the Kcca Act says, what the policy document, National Development Plan Authority document say, what does the Public Finance Management Act say, when you want to introduce a tax, what do you do? And we all agree we will not be having controversial voices. The president will be agreeing with what the mayor said, and the mayor will be agreeing what the Kcca, the ED say, because we are all doing everything according to the law. Then those who play their politics, they have their way to play politics. but we shall be entirely technocrats to make sure that the government policy documents rules any voice that wants to be controversial against the position.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much.